Hello, 22 Tony here with my latest discussion on collecting vintage and antique ammo. If you've seen my previous videos, you know my previous discussions have all been about encouraging you to collect ammo in different forms, shapes, sizes, whatever fits your needs and your desires. Today I think it's going to be a little bit of the exact opposite. Not that I want to discourage you, but I do want to make it a point that you do have to know your local laws. So today I've got a little mismatch here, some handgun cartridges, some rifle cartridges, I've got some shotgun shells. This is something a beginning collector might put together. Now, before I go too much further, I want to make it clear I am not a law enforcement officer, I am not an attorney, I am not an expert on any legal matters. Do not accept my advice as legal advice. Please make sure you know your local laws. And that's what this video is all about. Now just real briefly, I want to go over what I have here. I've got a 32 Smith & Wesson, I've got a 32 automatic, this is a 357 Magnum. We've got some rifle cartridges, this is a 222, this is just a standard 30-30, this is a 300 Savage. I've got 22 short, 22 Magnum. I've got a 12 gauge shotgun shell that's been cut open to show the slug in there, and I've got a paper 16 gauge shell here. So again, somebody who's interested in just collecting a variety of different cartridges, you know, this is somewhere a beginner might start. And to me, this is a very valuable pastime. It's interesting. You learn a lot about the cartridges as you collect them. You get to meet people as you're collecting them. These are things that you have to go out in the public in order to start a collection like this. However, this little collection that I have here, if you were carrying this in Washington, D.C., it would land you in jail. The way I understand it in Washington, D.C., in order to be permitted to own any kind of a live ammunition, you must be registered to own a firearm first. So the way I understand the process is you get your registration. First you have to be licensed to own the firearm. Then you can go out and buy the firearm. Then once you have the firearm, you're allowed to possess ammunition. But there's a catch. You can only possess the ammunition for that particular firearm. So my little collection here with handgun, rifle, and shotgun ammunition, you would have to be licensed for every one of these different firearms before you would be allowed to possess this little collection. Seems a little silly, but that's the way it is. Now also, federal law, so anywhere, you have to be at least 21 to purchase handgun ammunition. So you want to be aware of that. So if you're 18 or 19 years old and you're starting a collection like this, you're going to want to stay away from the handgun ammunition, you know, at least for a couple of years. There are other states that also require a firearm ID card in order to possess ammunition. I believe Illinois, California maybe, I think we're talking about it in New York. I don't know if it ever went through. It wouldn't surprise me in Massachusetts. Again, the important thing here is know your local laws. Starting a little collection like this, it has very little, if any, value. There's nothing particularly odd or rare here. There's nothing that you wouldn't be able to pick up at your local gun show. But, you know, a little connection like this, I wouldn't want it to land you in jail. Personally, I think some of these laws are a little goofy. I don't know how much danger this terrifying 357 Magnum cartridge is if you don't own a handgun, but the lawmakers in some areas seem to feel that that's important. So, again, my videos have all been about encouraging collecting, and I still want to do that. And I want you to think about what you're doing, though. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope it gives you something to think about. And I hope some of you are cartridge collectors, and I hope you enjoy the hobby.